Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Schomer, and today I had a question come in on Facebook from Patrick who said, Doug's not here right now, so I'm taking his spot, that asked to review or if I could get my hands on some of the UberBarTools ProFlow free pourers. These little guys here. So this one's a little wet because I've been messing around, but so this is what it looks like. A normal flow might look like this, right? This is just a standard metal pourer, and they can range in price. I know, like these little cheapy, these are one of those measured pours that's supposed to do 4 ounces. Doesn't really seem to always do what I want it to do, especially if you pour too quickly or too slowly. And this is an actual promotional one from Prom Wonderful, but these here, typically a couple bucks. These ones you can get like a 12 pack for like $5 or something. The metal ones can range anywhere from, I know that OXO has one that's $6.99 on Amazon. The ProFlow, this specific ProFlow on UberBarTools.com was $9.95. I found the black one on Amazon for $7.95, and the chrome one was $17. This is the chrome one. I don't know if that's on purpose or what, because you can buy them on their website for $9. So I'm thinking it's just a problem. So what they do is they allow you all kinds of cool little things, like the ability to plug them on, put a cap. They have dust covers you can get. They have the plastic cover that goes on top, so you can put this in and you put this little plastic cover on top. So if you have them behind you, the dust and animals and things don't climb inside, and that's kind of gross. So you have that. Plus they come apart so you can wash them a little easier. Where these, you're pretty much gonna wash them, I'm thinking by hand, because this will rust eventually, and that could become a problem. And they fit on most bottles. The only one I've had an issue with, and it wasn't even just this flow, but any flow in general, was the, I don't have any around, the Absolute bottles. They were a little loose on Absolute for some reason. I don't know. So I'm using the Gosling's Black Seal. So what I'm gonna do is just go through and show you how this one works. I'll start with a baseline. This is your standard flow. We're gonna do a 4-count free pour. We'll pour it into here. Now this is 1.5 ounces. I don't know, this is more. This is like 2. So you can either test it by using a cup, an OXO measuring glass, pour it in here with 1.5 ounces, a 4 counts for 1 ounce. So 6 should get us what we need to go in here, right? So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bring it up. Right, now we'll pour it in here. Let's see how close we got. Boom. Right, so you're right at the meniscus, if you will. A little higher, if you get a little extra drip over, you can deal with it that way. This, however, I'm just going to pour in here for now, so we can reuse that rather than re-pouring into here. So now you've got a standard flow, and the downfall, I guess, to these is you got to pull it away, break away, and hope you keep the liquid in here. Now a bartender would be able to do that without a problem. Home users, Patrick, other people that watch our show, it'll take a little practice if you use this to do the pull away without making a huge mess. With this, and the reason that Patrick was wondering is it has this little hole here. This actually slows down the pour. So for instance, if I wanted to pour it with my thumb over here, I could do a slow pour. I could speed it up so it can get a complete accurate, it could do a little drip, pop, 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 and bring it up. What that allows you to do is your pour, holding it and then letting up and then holding it again as you pull away. So that's the theory. It takes a little bit of practice, because if you're used to using a normal free flow pour, you're gonna end up under pouring in some cases because you're not used to being able to let up and pull away. A little extra alcohol falls in there and you end up with just the right amount as you get used to it. So this one, what you're gonna do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pull away. Now, I have, hopefully, 1.5 ounces. Okay, so it worked. I was expecting it to go way under. I did some testing and I was just under, but there's your 1.5 ounce shot. Wait, I don't want to pour it in here. Pour it in here. Right? So there you go. That's the ProFlow. Let's see what else is there about it. I did some research. This is also a 4-second flow. So if you wanted to, they have a 3-second flow. So if you do a 3 count, or depending on how you want to do it, you can get different flow rates. But their big selling point is the ability to clean it, the ability to cap it off, put dust caps, so you can, you know, in my case, I have like a million of these things. It would be prudent of me to have a bunch of these little guys with caps on them and just put these into the ones I need, and I can bring them downstairs and wash them out a little easier. But I typically, as a question I get a lot, is why don't I free pour everything? It's faster, you don't have to use the measuring cups. My goal is not to intimidate people. And I don't, so in order to stop intimidating people, and when you start seeing free flow, people are like, oh, this is professional. I don't want to come off looking professional. While it's not hard to learn a 4 count and go through it, and there's YouTube viewers or YouTube shows on the nets on YouTube that go through the counting systems and flair bartending, it's not really what we do. I don't want to focus on that. I don't want to highlight that. So let's try just a standard flow. This one I have a little more difficult with because it's kind of going to be at an angle, but still you should be able to get 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that was probably a little too fast because I wasn't paying attention. So that should be an ounce. Yeah. So you want a 6 count. You can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The thing I don't really care about these is they kind of bottle up every now and then, and they like slow down on the initial flow, and that throws me off. Apparently not that much. Tiny little bit. Lastly, just want to take a look at these are the measured 4-second flow. I think this is supposed to be 4 seconds. It doesn't say anywhere on it, but I remember I bought it once upon a time for fun, and I've never used it, so let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was obviously a 6 count. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that one was a 4 count. What the hell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the problem, is I got to get this thing perfect angle to get a count that makes sense. So I don't really like these. And I have a bunch of them, and I don't know. It is what it is. So if you're looking for different types of free pouring techniques, you can either go with the standard free pour. You're looking at like $9, anywhere from 5 to 10. If you get the plastic ones, you probably get like a 12-pack for cheaper, depending on your look, how you want to look. Personally, for something like this or something like this, I think they look a bit more professional, and that can compensate for the fact that I'm an idiot. So you've got that going for you. But they do get kind of expensive, and you got that patent pending little stopper. So if you are trying to pour into a smaller glass, or you're doing, you know, a little bit or splash at the bottom, maybe you're going to do a layer or something, this might come in handy. Maybe just having a couple of these with your standard other flows will, you know, have a whole assortment of pourers to work on the whole whatever you're doing. Playing around, making drinks for friends. And of course, on top of that, it makes it a little bit more difficult when you're free pouring Coke Zero. That's not actually Black Seal. Which is why when I do a pull away, I had to do a pull away slowly, because the foam from the carbonation starts to blow out the top. So there was a little trick there, because I just wanted to scare people by just drinking right out of the bottle. So again, good note for home. If you're practicing, use water, soda if you want color. You know, just give it some practice. Do your 4 counts, do a 6 count, do an 8 count for 2 ounces, do 2 at once. You know, mess around and pick up a couple of the pours just to maybe make yourself look a little bit more pro at home. Question of the day: do you free pour, or do you do like I do and use the OXO measuring glasses for perfection? That's it. We're teaching you how to drink, I think.